Our viewers always have lots of questions about how to lose weight, and here's another one that comes to us via Facebook. So this question is, I've cut back on my carbs and began adding a lot of protein to my meals, but I heard that too much protein isn't good for you. Is that true? All right, so Dr. Mike, I'm going to let you weigh in on this one. What do you think?
So, here's my philosophy. I think it's balance, balance, balance. We need carbs, we need protein, we need fat. We need healthy versions of all three of those things. So too much of anything can be a bad thing. The protein, a lot of these diets are protein driven and they're carb deprived, and that'll get you into trouble. We need carbs, we need that energy source. We don't need it right before we go to bed, but protein serves as a good long-term energy source to get us through the day. But too much can cause a lot of problems. We hear about gout, big problem. We hear about damaging the kidneys. If you're having too much protein, you damage the kidneys. True, it's important to have protein, but I think it goes back to balance of carbs, fats, and proteins. The healthy ones, the appropriate amount of each, and what I say most importantly is placement throughout the day.
If you're eating real food, it's almost impossible to overdo the protein. One of my big concerns nowadays is, well, all the supplements, and it's protein, 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 protein. So just be aware of that. I do want to ask you, so you live by certain principles, and I know they're in your book. Tell us about those.
We live in a fast-paced world. We're not aware of half of the stuff we're doing because we're so busy taking care of kids, our significant others, work, driving here and there. So I think it's being mindful. Take a second to stop and think about what you're doing. What are you eating? Did you exercise? And this is where I use journaling. Journaling is so helpful. Patients will come in and say, I exercise every day, I'm eating properly, and I'm gaining weight. And that doesn't make sense. And so the idea is, it's not to say, well, you're not telling me the truth. It's, let's figure this out. I want you to write these things down for 14 days. I want to know everything you drink, everything you eat. If someone gives you a bite of a bagel or you chew a piece of gum, I want to know about it. It helps you become mindful, aware. It helps you track what you're doing. And when you look at that in retrospect, I tell my patients, what'd you eat for breakfast 4 days ago? No one knows, When you journal and you find a day that you're particularly uncomfortable or not feeling well, you circle that day. It really is a great way to look back and say, gosh, when I ate this, I had a bad day.
And to identify allergies, journaling.
Exactly.
Anything where you need to be a detective, and that's what practicing medicine is.
Exactly.
It's history, 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 and if you're journaling, you can share that history so much better.
Absolutely. A lot of people say, can you test me? Is there an allergy or a test for this allergy? We can't test for every allergy. The best way, and you bring it up perfectly, is taking a look because we're all different. And there are certain things that may come up as not being an allergy for you, but you're sensitive to it. And that's
we know when we're sitting down for a meal, if we really think it through, we know how we're going to feel an hour later. Usually.
Right.
A lot of times we're so fixated on what we're eating right then and there that we ignore the fact that if we eat this meal, we're going to feel terrible an hour later. I love the journaling, the mindfulness can help you sort of think through, okay, I want to feel good, not just right now, but an hour from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. You've got this rule of twos. What's that about?
But the rule of twos is simply this. 2 carbs or 2 servings of carbs before 2 p.m. 2 servings of carbs, that could be 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, 2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch. It'll get you a long way. And then sticking to protein-based and vegetable-based or plant-based diet beyond 2 o'clock. So that's the thing. If you're gonna go work out or gonna do a big workout and you wanna do a little bit of a bar or something, totally appropriate. Healthy snacks after 2, I try to make them protein-based. So nuts, string cheese, maybe turkey jerky or beef jerky, obviously vegetables galore, things like that. And then the old faithful, as I call it, the reset button. When the wheels come off, and you go on vacation or you go to a wedding and you don't know where to start and what to do, there is a chapter in the book that talks about a fasting day. Now, it's not fasting in the sense that you don't eat, because that's not the way to go, but it's 3 nutritional shakes, 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner. They total about 1,200 calories, but it's a good way to sort of jumpstart the metabolism, get your body, get your mind back on track, and get you down there.
In our society, we tend to drink our calories, not eat them, and losing sight of staying hydrated with simple things like water, that's a big thing as well.
Yeah, so simply put, start early. Don't start drinking your water late at night. For guys, we know why that's a problem. Yes. And I try to keep people to get at least 8 glasses of water a day. It varies with size and weight in general, but I will tell you, there are so many things that people come into the office with every day. Headaches, abdominal pain, visual pain, itchy, dry skin. You give them a 7-day water challenge, and it's amazing how many things get better.